Hello and welcome to episode 13 of A Chat About Knits. My name is Michelle. I am a 27-year-old Danish knitter, and I am your knitting friend with chronic pain, as I live with chronic pain in my day-to-day life, and I use this as one of my ways to get my creative energy out and have my creative chats with people. This is one of the ways. So yes, I live in Denmark, and this is episode 13. So it's been 2 weeks since the last time, so I'm trying to get in on that track. I thought that would be kind of nice because it seems like I can get some things done, but I don't have like a massive amount of finished objects or stuff like that. This time I do have, let's say 3. In reality more, but I'm going to come into that in a minute. Finished objects, and I'm on 2 active whips. I do have one who's sort of hibernating, not really, that I'm not gonna show today. That's my wrap dress. I haven't done anything on it since the last time, so I'm just not gonna show it. It seems weird. A few upcoming projects that I do want to talk about, but I think I've talked about one of them before. And then I have a single sewn project that I've finished. Because yeah, I have decided to do something crazy. I decided to do something that I haven't done in a long time, but we're gonna get into that. First, you may notice that I'm looking down today. I found my pencil. It was just in my couch, underneath the cushions. So I have notes written down today. I prefer to write my notes down in hand if I can do that. And I have this remarkable, and I love writing on it because I can erase it again, but I don't have to use pen and paper because I sometimes get a bit annoyed by doing that. I actually really love this digital diary thingy it can do for me. So yeah. But yeah, I hope you are comfortable. Perhaps you have a little knitting project, something to drink while watching. I am actually hydrating today. I usually forget, and I can feel it when I talk, so I have some iced tea today. It is okay. Sorry, when I looked, it looked like I wasn't in focus. So yeah, what I'm wearing, you might have seen it if you've seen one of my first videos. I think I talked about it or something like that. This is a self-drafted cardigan with cables on the shoulders and on the little pockets. It looks quite short, and it is, but as a person who would like to get my hands dirty, and it's actually quite nice because when I work with weight stuff, they're not in the way. And today I've discovered something else, is that they're quite nice to use on. This one is quite nice to use when I wheel around in a wheelchair, because last week I was using a wheelchair with basically same types of sleeves but long, and as it was wet and a tiny bit raining, they were wet all the way up because they were touching the wheel every time I was pushing myself forward. So these are great for that. It is cropped all together at the end right here. I kind of like it with, is short with high-waisted pants and stuff like that. Yeah, the buttons are gifted by a yarn store that's now closed, so I don't really know. But yeah, it is knitted in Drops Nepal. It's knitted in the color 2923, also called goldenrod. I think it's lovely. I love this kind of yellow, as you can see. Today's decoration, or background decoration, is one of my earlier self-drafts. It's an all-over cable sweater that I'm dreaming of redoing it, and also just dreaming of fixing it, because if you can, I don't know, but it's very, see here, the underarms are in need of a little tightening up, tidying in general. So yeah, but I'm really wanting to redo this soon, or at one point perhaps next year. And then my other one is my monstera neck, round neck, I don't know what you want to call it, but yeah. This one is knitted in Drops Air, basically the same colour as this one. And this one is knitted in Navia Trio and Drops Kid Silk. That's what we call Drops Kid Silk. So yeah, that's what I'm wearing and what I am having as my background today, because I don't have any finished objects in the way of finished garments. I don't have any finished garments. So this is what's going to be. I do have finished garments. I don't have it. I have one finished garment, and this is the first one I want to talk about. It's the Wilderness Child sweater by Linka Neumann. What I'm going to do is I'm going to post some pictures of it and some video, whatever I have, because it is already given to the receiver and he loves it. He's been wearing it to kindergarten. No, it's not kindergarten. The thing before kindergarten. I don't know what it's called in English. It's Plaid. And he's been wearing so nice. I don't have the price on it because it is actually made in leftover yarn from another one. But otherwise I'm just going to give you all the other specs and you can take a look at it on my Ravelry page as well. I did the modification that I knitted in from the top down instead of bottom up as it is usually. I've made an entire video about that and you can take a look at it up in the eye, and I keep on forgetting what side it is in. I think it's that one. I'm not sure, but there's a little eye up at the top corners, one of the corners, and you can look at that video afterwards if you would like to know even more about it. But this one I made in size 6 years old, though the neck hole ended up being size 8 because I took the wrong count for numbers that would need it in the neck, but I made it work by not increasing as much as I was supposed to when I did the first increase. So that worked out fine. You can fit it, but we didn't block it, or we washed it, but we didn't really stretch it or anything. And as I talked with his mom about that when he got longer. He got long parents. When he gets longer, it's gonna be nice, because then they can stretch it a little bit and it's gonna be fine. And until then, it's just not. We haven't really done anything about it. But yeah, I knitted it in Navia Duo, and I knitted it in 4 different colours. I knitted in 239, 237. 26 and 21. I think it made a really nice colour combination, so I'm actually really happy about it. I just think the Wilderness sweaters are absolutely gorgeous. I love them myself, and they're so cute in children's sizes. They just are. So yeah, that is my only finished object in terms of a finished garment. I then, another picture, finished a classical Nutcracker. This one, from KreaDeluxe. And the reason why I don't have that is because I gifted it away as well. My cousin is moving, and I thought I'm not going to see her for a while because she's moving a bit far away. And I thought, I know she loves nutcrackers, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna make you one from KreaDeluxe because they're so cute. I decided instead of making it completely in glitter yarn, I made it in regular cotton in D48, and then I used the glitter yarn for his hair and for like the little decorations on his shirts and stuff like that instead, because I feel first of all I would have needed a crochet hook in a smaller size. I crocheted him by my he's crocheted, not knitted, he's crocheted. I needed a crochet hook that was smaller than what I actually had, and I didn't have the time to get a new one because we were meeting up with them for dinner. I think I talked about it last time because it was the day before I was supposed to finish it up. It was supposed to be finished and given. I finished it on the day we were supposed to meet up with them, and she really loved it. So I'm really happy about it. I think he's going to get a place on their Christmas tree, so that's going to be nice. But yeah, he's knitted in cotton 4/8 in different colours. I knitted him. I didn't have any green, so I decided to knit him in like a classical Danish garter. So you know we have the soldiers in front of the castles and to protect the royals, and they wear blue pants and they wear a red jacket. And he got the same, just, you know, to fun and to a bit of, yeah, when I think about it, it's a bit of like a Danish nod to her, to like, you know, for this little dude to do that. She's been travelling a lot, and I think that's, so having a little Danish nod, a little Danish thing, the Nutcracker itself isn't Danish, but I think, I don't know. But the outfit is inspired by, you know, our Danish soldiers. So yeah, knitted in cotton, the different colours. That was just me going wild. Back again to the middle. Knitted in cotton in the black, blue and red. And then I used the Lurex glitter yarn in gold for his decoration on shirts and stuff like that, and hat, and I used the same in white for his hair and his beard, so that had some bit of shine to it. So he turned out really nice. I think he's really cute. So that was the classical Nutcracker, and the last thing I finished was actually, it was actually 11 Edda bags. I've been knitting on these Edda bags forever. I've been knitting on them since this summer, and it was kind of on a whim. One of my best friends is getting married, and the reason why I haven't been talking so much about these is because we were having a bachelorette party for her, and I have actually no idea if she's watching this, but I was just, you know what, to make sure, I'm just not gonna show it. So over the summer I've been knitting 11 of these extra than the ones that I've already knitted and showed you. So these are the Edda 2.0 bag, and they're from Paula Strict, also known as Susanne Müller, and I really like them. They're great, and I love the fact that, you know, when you pop things in them they can stretch out so much. I use them myself. We used them to pop on the table for her bachelorette, and we had a little muesli bar in, and then the point was we were doing some activities during the day where we were going back and forth, but then people could just bring their little bag with some water. We had some water and some juice as well that people could use, and then this was just the way that they could use it. I decided to do it kind of on a whim. I got the, this is knitted in Drops Paris in recycled denim. I got all 4 colours. There's 4. I think it's 100, 101, 2 and 3. And I got that from my mother-in-law, so to say. She's my boyfriend's mum. And she just had all of the colours. So when I knitted one for myself, one for her, one for my cousin, I think my mom got one as well, I was like, hey, I could just like make 11 of these. I have one for myself, though I think I threw it away or put it in here. So I just did that, and I think It was this Saturday, I think Thursday, I finished the last one. Perfect timing. And yeah, people seem to like them and think it was a fun idea. So I'm really glad about that. And yeah, I still have some left. And I have used, I think, from one of the colours, I've used 8 or 10 of them to make actually a cardigan that's similar to this. I just don't think it has the pockets, and bigger. So there's a lot of yarn there, but they are so great. It's this really durable cotton. It's thick. They're gonna hold. So yeah, I still have a little bit left, and I might do some other similar backs in it. Perhaps I have made some like tiny ones for like groceries out of like kind of like my own. I've shown them earlier in another episode. I might do some of those. A little bit different, but yeah. So these have cost me nothing. But otherwise, I think for me, I used a size 8mm instead of size 7 for the body of this. And with that, on average, I used 3 balls of yarn. And I say on average because it seems like the lighter colours had a bit extra yarn in them. All of those that I got from there were, I could use 3 balls, and the darkest colour and this as well, some of them were a bit shorter in the length, or at least, you know, like they were 50 grams perhaps. I don't know, I haven't measured it, but that's my guess, is that they were like 50 grams on the dot. So I had to use like 3 and a little bit. But you know, when you then do 4 or 5 in the same colour, then you know that little bit, you just save it for all of them, and then it's gone anyways. So yeah, and I think I just think I'm not completely tired of this pattern, though I've done it 15 times by now, because it's a pattern that is so easy to remember. Meaning that if I don't want to have some sock knitting, or if I don't have some stock knit that is in a size for me to bring, this is actually quite easy to bring, because it's never gonna be more than this. I could cram it in my bum bag. I could have everything for this, all 3 balls of yarn and the needles. So that was just perfect. I was bringing it everywhere. So yeah, that was my last finished object. Gone. Gonna take a drink. Cheers. Then we can move on to my 2 active whips. I'm gonna start with my socks. I forgot to look up where they're from, but these are the Sari Nordlund socks. They're called Summer Girls socks. I call them my Autumn Girl socks, because look at the colours. These colours are autumn. And it's still autumn. I think I might be able to finish them before the autumn is over. So I have something else that is a bit more crammed in, like I need to finish before. But these are like my break project from that. So yeah, these are the Summer Girl socks. I've knitted a pair before in some really, really nice pink yarn. But I'm not really a pink girly. I am more into reds and yellows and greens and stuff like that. And I like pink. I think it's pretty, but I don't want to wear it. So my cousin got those. And now I'm making my own, because I had this and I thought it would be perfect in my boots. I have some high heel boots in black especially, where I just think that they have a little frill on them, and I think it's gonna just, whatever you want to call frill, and I think it's just gonna look so cute if it's just gonna like peek out with that. So that's what I'm doing. I just started on the heel, So I'm not sure you can see that. Let's hide my face. I can just there you can see that they have some weird little bumps. And that is the heel that has been started. It is a slip stitch heel on, so you on every other, yeah, slip stitch heel. The yarn, let's see, what is the yarn called? The yarn is the, okay, I'm sorry if I'm not, Apmezgs. It's a really, they dyed so much pretty. They're not Danish, they are from another place in Europe, and I don't remember it. I'm gonna pop it on the screen so we can all see it. But I found it on Feberfault this summer. The really delightful craft yarn craft fair. It's the Ursa Major in color A242. I don't know, it's just this like, it's autumn leafy color. It's just gorgeous. I love it. I am not really doing any modifications to it at all. If I'm any, it's the length, but I think I ended up doing the same length as she recommends in the pattern. I am though, what I was considering was, it did fit. It seemed to be fitting. I don't have my original the other socks that I knitted, so I can't measure the heel. I could of course just send a message to my cousin, but every heel on my other socks I've knitted seem to be around 6 centimeters. That my own heel is around 6 centimeters, like where I would measure it. And then I was like, okay, how tall is my boot from bottom to top of my boot, and how long do I then want it to be over? And then I subtracted the 6 centimeter that my heel is. I subtracted that from the total length that I wanted. That would leave me with how much my cuff should be. I hope that made sense. But in the end, what I have is what she writes in that pattern, which I think is perfectly easy peasy. But yeah, I'm using these as my on the go, and as my in between knitting when I feel like having a break from my other ongoing projects. I'm calling this my penguin blanket, though it is from parts of the Polarbarn blanket, or Polarbarn Plaid. It's the penguin part of that, if you can't. Look how I got, okay, I'm doing this. I got the second row of penguins on. Oh my god, I forgot my, I'm just realising right now, I forgot my microphone. If the sound is weird and worse than it usually is, I'm so sorry. I'm not going to pick it up by now. But back to the blanket. This is the penguin blanket. I am having to meet the measurements that I want, I have to do 6 of these, so 6 penguins and mountains. I have to do 6 repeats in all. I now have almost 2. I am planning on continuing on today and knitting a few more rows. I have, because my boyfriend and I calculated that I would need to knit from this, was it Sunday? Friday. From Friday on, I needed to knit 9 rows a day to have done all of the rows by Christmas Eve. Or 2 days before Christmas Eve. We celebrate Christmas on Christmas Eve in Denmark, so I had to have it done by then to gift it for him. I have then, not counting today yet, I haven't knitted on today yet, done 10 rows a day, which would bring me a few days or a few rows in front, because we do have some plans where I have some plans where I know those days I'm not going to be able to knit on it and stuff like that. So I'm trying to get a bit ahead also because I want to knit a border on it, a garter border all the way around. I'm gonna need a few days to do that. Especially on the long side, as it's gonna be, I expect it to be around 2 meters. Because it's gonna drag itself down. It's gonna be heavy. I am knitting with 2 strands of Drops Air, and I am knitting it double-sided, so I'm actually knitting with 4 strands. It is 4 strands in the thickness. It is double-sided, so the back side is the negative image. Let's see if I can do this. Here you can see. So here the penguins are the opposite. They have a black belly and a black background, and as well as the mountains are blue and the sky is beige, whereas this is the right side. The original pattern is knitted in the round, and don't have like the negative side, but I just thought it would be fun. I thought I should challenge myself apparently, and decided to do it this way. I decided to do it this way before I actually had the pattern in hand. This was just the way I decided I want to do it like that. So yeah, this is the blanket and I love it, and I'm kind of glad I decided not to knit on it today yet, because then I would have 4 balls of yarn connected to it. Each colour is 2, and as I said, it is Drops Air, and I'm knitting it in these 5 colours. Let's see, the base colours, the black and white, or they're not black and white, they are beige. They are grey. This is the grey one. This is 03. It's like some sort of grey, it says. And this is, it says black in the English translation of the an English side. On the English Drops page it says black, or in Danish it says it's some sort of very dark grey. So that's funny. This is the 06. So 06 and 03 are the main colours for the penguins. And then I have, I think the blue is 16, I'm not sure. I think the blue is 16. And this is 26, but also 55 is what I've already used, but this is basically the same colour. So I'm using 26 from now on. These are the base colours for the mountains. And then on the mountains I use the grey, the dark grey, to do the contours on the mountain, and I use a little yellow. If I have leftovers I can use it for that. I use a little yellow for the penguins. They have the cheeks, I don't know, there's their cheeks that I then duplicate stitch on. So that is my second project on the go, or work in progress. And we're back in. So I have to, my camera can only tape for half an hour at a time, if that. But yeah, that is my second and last not finished object, work in progress. Upcoming, I actually don't know if I talked about it, but I want to talk a bit about gift knitting, because apparently this year I've decided to go crazy. Last year I knitted my brother a blanket, and this blanket that I'm knitting is for him as well. He loves blankets. There's just something about it. I have also knitted him a sweater, but that didn't go. He loved it, but he liked it, but he couldn't wear it because he's itchy around his neck. And I knitted, yeah, he just couldn't use it. My mum has it now, loves it, so that's great. And I've knitted my grandparents some hats, some really woolen thick hats, and that they have been using when it's been really cold. And I think I like it. I really kind of like gift knitting, but I don't want to gift knit just to gift knit. I think I want to do it because it brings me joy as well as know that they are knit worthy people. My mom is a knit worthy people, but I knit for her all the time. And she doesn't want anything like necessarily knitted. And my brother's very knit worthy. He's getting a blanket. It's also really hard to find gifts for. And then I am knitting, I'm not knitting, I'm actually crocheting for my grandpa, is my plan. My grandpa has a great love for the royal soldiers, those that stand guard in front of the Royal Palace in Copenhagen, or wherever the royals are in Denmark. They usually are outside of the castle that they are in, I think. He's been living in Copenhagen his entire life up until a decade ago. 10, 12 years ago, they moved out not too far from us, but he still loves them, and he has all the is it Kai Boysen who does the soldiers? He have those Danish soldiers. We gifted him what he didn't have last year for Christmas, and I thought at least one of the things I wanted to give him is a crocheted edition of this. And KreaDeluxe, who is also those who designed the Nutcracker that I just made, what is it, like this size something, has also made a soldier, this garter from Copenhagen, or Denmark, and I wanted to do that as well. So I'm planning on doing him, but as well as I did with the Nutcracker, I'm going to change the glitter yarn out with regular yarn, because I've already started on him once and I've given up because it was too fiddly for my fingers. I am not a master crocheter. I am a in between newbie and advanced. I don't know what that. I'm like, I know all the things and how you do it. I'm not necessarily great at doing it. And I have a really hard time with small things. I am better at crocheting a bit bigger, at least in 4/8 cotton yarns. You know, the normal thin cotton yarn. The glitter yarn, at least the one that I use from Lurex, is a bit thinner, which make it harder for me to both have like a fabric that is firm, but also a fabric that I can actually crochet in, because my crochet hooks aren't sharp. And when they are, I stab my finger. I get a very red finger. I have to use a band-aid sometimes to not hurt my fingers too much. So yeah, that's one of my plans. But I'm gonna do regular cotton, the 4/8, the 8/4, and then the Lurex glitter. I'm gonna use that for the decorations. You know, they have some white stripes on the pants. They have some different things on their hats and stuff like that. I'm gonna use the glitter yarn for that instead. I have decided. Perhaps do a glitter hat or something. You know, something simple. So yeah, that's it. And he's gonna be a completely regular guard, where he has black boots, blue pants, and red jacket, as well as a black hat. That's the colours, and I'm going to use the same colours that I've been using all the time. So I don't have them with me now. They're just, you know, regular cotton yarn, and I just chose them, the red, the blue, and the black that I like. And those are the same that we use for other Christmas decorations as well. So yeah, that was the first gift that I want to talk about, and the second one is I want to knit a cable scarf as a gift, and I have knitted this one before. This one is one of my own. I've actually knit quite a few, and I really like it. This one is knitted in alpaca wool and a hand-dyed mohair. I really love the hand-dyed mohair, the way that the speckles kind of comes out. And then it has an I-cord that is only in the mohair, because I ran out of yarn. When I knitted this one, I knitted from one side and all the way through, and then I added the I-cord in the end. I have since been experimenting, that's the name. I've been experimenting a bit with doing a I-cord on the go, so to say, so I don't have to add it in the end. I think I'm going to try that with this one, though. I I think it's kind of cute that it's only the the eye cord don't really get too big, and it actually ended up with the fact that I had to use 2 balls of alpaca yarn from Sandnes, and then that 1 skein of hand-dyed mohair, and that was it. And I pretty much used the 2. I think I used the entire, almost the entire bowl of the second bowl of alpaca, and I used quite a lot. I have a tiny bit left of the mohair, but I used a lot of it. I think it's great, and I've been experimenting otherwise with how to do it in only 2 or 3 balls of yarn, and I have it in different sizes. So that's one of, you know, the what's it called, the that's one of the patterns that I'm working a bit on and really want to make into something. But I just need to figure out if I like the eye cord that I knit at the same time or not. Last time I did it, I didn't like it. So this time I am knitting it in this lovely, lovely fibre combination. This is going to be my first time knitting with cashmere. I haven't knitted with cashmere. This is Gepard's cashmere lace. I am not in... Will you focus on this? This is Gepard. There we go. This is Gepard lace, or cashmere lace, and this is the 100% pure lace, and it's either color 449 or color 21. I don't know, but it's soft and I love it. And I'm gonna knit it with the alpaca wool again, from Sandnes. Oh, is it the light that is? There we go. And this is also just in like a white, beige white. It's the 2321. I have 3 of these, so that if I want, I could use the last one for the edge. Or I could make it longer, depending. But then I think I would be in some trouble. Then I would only have 30 meters to do the eye cord, so yeah, but yeah, this is going to be a gift as well. So I'm really excited. The last thing I talked about that I want to show you is a dress that I've knitted, and I haven't got any right pictures of it because right now I don't have a background, and it's been I haven't reached to get like outside because that's the only way where I have like a nice background. But I'm gonna try and show you, and I'm gonna see if I can take a picture with it, and if not, I'm sorry. But I went to Selfmade and I got a pattern for a wrap dress because I wanted to knit a wrap dress. I actually want to knit one for my friend whose bachelorette I was at. Want to knit one wrap dress that I could wear for her for their wedding. And I want to knit that in some really, really pretty green satin that I got. But satin is, as I've understand, notoriously hard to knit and to sew in. It's slippery. I have knit a bit in it before. Oh my god. I have sewn a bit in it before, but not much. So I decided, okay, I'm going to try the dress pattern out before going to town and doing all the stuff on the real deal. And luckily for that, I did just before I bought that, I bought 6 meters of linen cotton fabric from another lady who sold it on Facebook Marketplace. She sold it for the price of 3 meters, so that was like great. And I thought, you know what, why not make it in that first? So I make this. Let's see if we can get. I make this wrap dress. I added pockets to this one. Not the best to add, but I did it. I'm actually really confident. I'm really happy with my end result. It has mistakes, definitely. I have places where I've sewn over something twice, so it looks weird. But look at the. I think it looks nice. It's a bit wrinkly. I've worn it. I decided to put instead of doing the cuff, I decided to put elastics in the end and do a bit longer sleeve than originally for this one. And I'm kind of debating what I want to do for the final one. I think I want long sleeve because it's a winter wedding, and I think it's going to be great for wearing again for Christmas or New Year's like that. So, and then it has let's see, it has this lovely, I don't know what to call it, I forgot, but it has that at the end. And that's one of the places where I made a mistake, but I feel like when everything is shining and everything, you can't see it. I know it's weird to see, I'm sorry. Let's move some of these things. Okay. So, and then, you know, it's kind of long, it goes to like at the middle of my shins, I think. Not all of the seams completely match up. That's one of the things I'm gonna fix. Well, focus. Well, these two don't match up. I hope you can see it now. Let's just show you all of my fails. That's all right, because I don't think, again, I don't think you can see it when I wear it, and it's like working. So I'm really happy about it, and I think it's going to be stable. One of the things I am though going to change for the next one, and one of the things I can say about the sizing is, the sizing here is a size 40. That is 1 centimeter larger than my bust size. It's 96 and I'm 95 usually. 95, 96 I am. So I am on the dot. But if you want to breathe, or if you have not breathe, this is a wraparound, so that's fine. But if you have wider shoulders, I have wider shoulders. I have a problem with this, with the arms. So what I'm gonna do, they seem really tight. What I'm gonna do next time is I'm gonna elongate this. I think I'm at the very least I'm gonna make the sleeve a bit larger, and the armhole. Otherwise, it's really nice. I'm not gonna add pockets to the satin one because that would be just killing myself. This was hard enough. But I am going to do something about doing some pretty cuffs on it. I really want to do that if I have enough fabric. I might just go and buy some more. But yeah, this is my last finished object. And this is turning quite long. But I caught you all up. This is all of it. I think a life update has been sprinkled in a little bit about in here. At least of what I've done this weekend. And done up to that. Otherwise I'm gonna update you next time, I think. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you really liked it, and if you did, it would mean a very lot to me if you would like this video. And if you aren't already subscribed, of course it would mean a lot to me if you would subscribe too as well. If you have any questions or anything you just wanted to say, tell me what you've been knitting on or something like that, write a comment and we can have a little chat. Otherwise, I hope to see you in around 2 weeks, and I hope you are all gonna stay safe until then. So see ya, bye!